Welcome to Global Information Lab, your go-to channel for in-depth analysis of the biggest global events. Today, we're diving into the Venezuelan crisis, a story that has shocked the world. In this video, we will explore what really happened in Venezuela, the sudden capture of President Nicolas Maduro, and the political vacuum it has created. We'll examine global reactions, the role of oil markets, humanitarian consequences, and potential future scenarios. Stay tuned, because this video will give you a complete, reality-based picture of a story affecting millions worldwide. What has happened in Venezuela? Earlier this month, the United States executed an unprecedented military operation in Venezuela, resulting in the capture of Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro and his wife and transporting them to the United States for prosecution. According to multiple global reports, this move came after accusations of drug trafficking and terrorism leveled by Washington. The sudden disappearance of Maduro has left a political vacuum in Caracas and thrown the nation's future into chaos, with international observers watching closely. Global political impact. The world reaction has been swift and sharply divided. The United Nations Security Council convened an emergency session to address the crisis, with nations around the globe arguing fiercely over the legality and consequences of the U.S. intervention. Pakistan and several other states condemned unilateral military action, emphasizing diplomacy and negotiation over force. Meanwhile, powers like Russia and China have criticized Washington's tactics, claiming they violate international sovereignty and risk wider instability. U.S. policy and strategic goals. Washington insists its actions aim to dismantle criminal networks and restore democratic governance, placing an interim government in charge until elections can be held. U.S. representatives told the UN that they would help administer Venezuela until political stability returns. The Trump administration has also halted Venezuelan oil exports to key allies like Cuba, signaling a new era of pressure designed to cut off funding to rival powers and assert American influence in the Western Hemisphere. Oil, markets, and the economy. Oil is at the heart of Venezuela's crisis. Once one of the world's richest nations due to massive oil reserves, Venezuela's economy has spiraled into collapse under sanctions and reduced production. Global oil markets reacted immediately after the political upheaval, with trading houses securing Venezuelan crude deals even as major corporations hesitated due to legal uncertainties. Meanwhile, prices briefly dipped as traders weighed geopolitical risk and supply disruption. Social and humanitarian crisis. Long before the recent events, Venezuela was already enduring a humanitarian disaster. Years of hyperinflation, food shortages, and nationwide blackouts forced millions to flee the country. The Venezuelan refugee crisis remains one of the largest in the world, with nearly 8 million people displaced and seeking refuge across the Americas. As political uncertainty rises, the risk of further displacement and humanitarian collapse increases, prompting urgent calls from international aid organizations. Military and security developments. Caracas has seen dramatic shifts in security dynamics since the U.S. intervention. Armed militias known locally as colectivos are reported to be patrolling streets, increasing fear among citizens and foreigners. Reports warn of paramilitary checkpoints targeting U.S. citizens and journalists. Neighboring Colombia has bolstered its borders in anticipation of spillover, heightening regional tension and raising fears of broader conflict. International responses. Asia-Pacific governments have urged both sides to cease hostilities and seek a peaceful resolution through dialogue rather than force. Turkey and other regional actors have publicly expressed concern over military actions and have called for urgent diplomatic engagement. This global chorus reflects widespread alarm that the Venezuelan crisis, if unresolved, could destabilize not just South America but international relations at large. What's next? Scenarios. As this historic crisis unfolds, multiple scenarios are emerging. One possibility is a negotiated political transition with elections supervised by international monitors. Another is continued economic blockade and external pressure intensifying hardships. A third, more dangerous outcome could involve escalating regional tensions drawing in major powers like Russia, China, and the US, transforming Venezuela into a geopolitical battleground. Analysts warn the next weeks could decide the fate of millions. Tonight, the world watches Venezuela not just as a headline, but as a turning point in global geopolitics. A nation once defined by oil wealth now stands at the crossroads of foreign power struggles, humanitarian crisis, and political uncertainty. How this drama resolves could reshape alliances, influence global energy markets, and test the limits of international law. Stay with us for updates as this story develops. Please like the video and subscribe my channel.